Welcome to New Realities. My name is Alan Steinfeld, and on this program I'd like to present possibilities for our spiritual evolution and who we collectively are becoming as a planetary race, not people divided, not people separate from each other, but moving into a unification of spiritual possibilities. And tonight's show is about that, and often to a different avenue that involves a subject I've never ever talked about, called tailgating. And I'm here with Julia Chacho, and her book, Julia's Ultimate Guide to Tailgating and Celebrations. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you for having me.
I know tailgating, it's nothing I've ever done. I think, is that just going to, what is that? I mean, it's like you're sitting in a parking lot before the football game. I know we did that at Grateful Dead concerts, but...
Actually, yes.
Concerts?
Concerts are huge.
What happens?
Well, you bring your cars or your trucks or your motorhomes, and you bring lots of food, satellite TVs, stereos, and have your family and friends and coworkers just enjoy food and hang out, and just a complete celebration. And
community.
Oh, yes.
Because what you really told me about this book was not so much it being, it is a practical guide, but It's not so much about tailgating, it's about bringing people together. Talk about your experience of bringing people together and what it's been like for you.
Well, I love bringing family and friends together, and it's through my food and my passion, and I love to see people happy. And they're enjoying their time. And it seems that around an event, it creates a special time. It could be a celebration, birthday party, bridal shower, bachelor party, it could be a sorority party. So I created some simple menus and easy recipes to follow, and everyone always comes out because they have such a wonderful time and just connecting and just enjoying the flavors and the laughter and the camaraderie.
Yeah, what is it about bringing people together that you enjoy, that really excites you? Because then I think that excitement's passed on to other people. What do you enjoy about that?
Well, I love always touching everyone. I can't help that. And I love to bring joy to them because I want everyone to feel they're special and that I've made time for them, whether it's through my food or getting them a cold drink. I want them to feel just very special about the time we all have together. And that's when the family and friends always join in, and then they bring their friends. It's just like the party keeps going on and growing because everyone has such a special time.
I mean, what have you found about people who haven't felt special in their lives? How have they manifested in the world differently? How do they show up differently, the ones that, because you do make people feel special, and your children. So the ones that you see who haven't had that experience?
I notice they're more kept to themselves, and they're more timid and shy around the party. So I always will make sure I give them my time. I make sure they have a plate of food, anything they need. I want them to feel special, and that today's about them.
And it's also about being loved.
Absolutely, yes.
So how does this book really communicate love, you feel?
This book actually brings people together through food, planning menus together. The menus are all written. Mothers and daughters can sit together and share, we have a Girl Scout event, what should we make? Let's go through the menus together. And friends that get together, they're going to go tailgating, they can go through the menus together and say, okay, you bring this, you can make this. They combine efforts with each other, and it just brings people like sharing.
It shares, and then because there's so much separation in this world, so much againstness and division, and you're this and I'm this, and there's no coming together. Was that the overall feeling in you, is wanting to heal those separations?
Yeah, I want to bring everyone together. I want to share a meal with people, and your camaraderie, you've got rivals. When you share a meal together, it just brings everyone to the same place, a very centered place in your life. I love to feel that I'm giving love and that I'm really making you feel good about yourself. And I think it's just really important. And I know with my children, they're around me, they'll bring their friends around, and they just want to help me and share in whatever I'm doing.
You know, we went to a firehouse because we're in New York here, and Julie wanted to give this to this particular book to the fire department of FDNY, and they just really totally opened up and embraced you. It was really surprising. I think, oh, what are they going to want with a book like this? But I mean, they did. They loved it. And this has been your experiences. Tell us some of those other experiences of people embracing this book.
Well, I was flying out to New York and flying JetBlue, and I gave my book to the flight attendants, and she ran to the cockpit and gave it to the pilot and the co-pilot. And when the plane landed, they had me come into the cockpit, took my picture, and one of the co-pilot is a Gators fan. And they just said, we'd love to share our tailgates with people. And then they start telling me.
They said that?
Yes. And then they start sharing their experiences, and they love to tell me their recipes. It's just a whole nother world. I mean, tailgating is a huge business. And but yet it's not only tailgating, it's the celebration and the parties, and it's just bringing people together.
I mean, every time you say tailgating, I think it's like driving too close to another car or something like
We
that.
need to get you to a tailgate party.
I know,
New York
because
Giants.
people don't really have cars in New York. I mean, it's not something they do in the city as a pastime, as a hobby, but going, I mean, I don't follow sports particularly.
Well, they just bring a barbecue to the parking lot, like at Giants Stadium, and you get out your big old kielbasa sausage and your coals, and you barbecue them, and you have your lounge chairs and your ice chest, and you dress warm.
And so this book goes into how to actually do that.
Yes.
All the details involved, everything you need if you want to tailgate or something.
Or
And-
picnics.
Or picnics.
On the
And
beach.
your code name for tailgate is what?
Guma.
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 Which means what?
My friend in Italian,
Oh, it means my friend in Italian. And you're Lil Guma?
Lil Guma. And everyone will say, where's Lil Guma's tailgate party going to be? Or how do I create this recipe?
What's one of your special recipes?
Everyone loves my Guma salad.
What is that?
I've got just, it's a lettuce, romaine lettuce, tomatoes and cucumbers, and maybe I'll throw in some feta cheese, or depending on who's coming over for dinner. If certain kids are picky, then I'll just ask them what they like. Some like roasted peppers. I roast those on the barbecue.
But you know what I really do want to talk to you about, I mean, this is all great, and I think I'm happy that you turn people on. But in the writing of this book, you sort of had a spiritual unfoldment where you tapped into another level of yourself, I think. What happened to you? What was your process?
I tapped into a journey. My kids are raised, and I felt, where am I supposed to go now? I'm divorced, I have 3 grown children, and where are my passions? What are my dreams? And I finally sat down to write the book, and I did all my own photography, except there's 2 pictures that are not mine, but the rest are mine. And I just had the spiritual journey of who I need to be, and I need to share it with the world, and that's why I came out with the book.
Well, who did you discover you needed to be? What was the process of revealing your spirit? What happened to you?
I'm generally a giver, and I love to share my time with people, and some people are hard to accept that. I like to bring people together, and I love to see people smiling.
What does
and
that
their
do for
joy.
you?
Oh, warms my heart. I just love it, and it's just so important when it could be through food, it could be through a smile, it could be holding their hand. So my whole journey with this book is to make sure it's in everyone's hands, because I want them to feel what I have.
And then what did you become aware as far as energy in this spiritual journey? Because you've talked to me a little bit about it, but I think that's a big part, because you realize you are more than just your body, right? What did you start to realize about yourself in this unfoldment?
That I have a great intuition, and that I truly look into others and see where they're at and how I can benefit their lives, and what can I give to them to uplift them and make them and feel that they're shining in our life.
And how do you do that? Just by
Looking
love?
in their eyes, showing them love, and feeling where they're at.
And then what did you also start to notice about energies themselves, though, where you could start to see like almost higher dimensional or different aspects of energy? What did you discover?
Basically have tapped into a higher conscious level where I can see shapes and then I'll see something else with that shape, or I'll have a lot of photographs and I'll see things in my photographs.
So you're seeing energies.
A lot of energy around me. My book, the front of it is a picture of Costa Rica because of the sunset. It's just so powerful and it's such a strong energy, and people are actually drawn to the book because of the Costa Rica sunset. And also I have Del Coronado on the book, and the feel of it draws you in.
So you could talk a little bit more about these energies, because I think somehow it's connected to what you're trying to do with people who might not be aware of that. You're trying to bring an awareness, maybe even subconsciously, of love to the people who are just into like hanging out, barbecuing, and beer. You're trying to bring something else there. That's my feeling.
Yes.
So how do you see you merging the spiritual awakening to people who are just hanging out, wanting to have a good time? I mean,
people, when they come to my tailgate parties or my celebrations, they're not quite understanding. Like, they know why they're there. They're to enjoy the food, have a good time. But when they leave with a complete connection. For whatever moments that they've spent with me, they want to come back for more, and that's the positive energy that they're receiving from me. And they always wonder, she's so happy, or she's so nice to us, and she's always giving. And they are so comfortable with that. So they are always coming back for more, but they're not quite sure why.
And it's not just for you. I mean, yeah, maybe you initiate, but then how do they get that energy and have it for themselves? How can you help them feel that? So they don't have to keep coming back for you, but it's something that they have with them wherever they go. You know what I mean?
I think of as special moments that they have, and when they are with a group of people, they're leaving with a special feeling, and they feel complete when they leave.
And that's great. No, and then it's something then they would like to. You've tapped them into something, is what I'm getting.
So they might want to recreate my recipe because it feels so good that they want to share it with their family, with their friends, or they're passing my book because they're getting such good feeling and energy from it.
Right. But I'm trying to say, how do we stop making it about you? And it is, you initiate it, but then how do we get it to be about them? So it's self-generating out of their center.
I think once they start to take time for themselves and reach into their lives and see what goodness that they have in themselves, and then they can give to others, they're tapping into their own energy and their own dreams.
That's it. No, because you're kind of giving them this foundation of love, right? They're saying, wow, that feels good. I really had a good time. I don't really know what happened here, but it was really good. What was that? So maybe they'll recreate a recipe, but maybe they'll also tap into a consciousness. And that seems like what it is you're doing. You're tapping them into this other feeling. And tailgating or barbecue celebration is an excuse to bringing in this other dimension. That's what I get from it.
Yes, absolutely.
So
it's very strong.
The more you open up, what's strong? This other connection?
The energies that you're bringing into.
Do you feel the energies in you? Can you describe in your body what you're feeling when you feel the energy?
A lot of electricity. I feel a very good vibe, pressure that's like releasing, and that's what's coming out to other people. It could be through my eyes, or it could be through the touch, They're feeling it too.
They're feeling this awakening of sorts.
When they leave me, whatever party we have, they're leaving extremely happy and upbeat. And like you said, they're taking it with them, and then they're trying to put it onto maybe their family and friends, or they'll look into their life and say, what can I do?
So would you say you sort of pass a sort of spiritual connection onto these other people?
Yes, and that's what the book is about. It's all about connecting and love and smiling and just reaching out to other people.
So you would love for people to recreate the same feeling
Yes.
all over the country.
Yes, when people pass that book on to their friends and their family, they're seeing a smile and they're like, wow, I can put it on my coffee table, I can use this book, I can give it to my friends, my family. They're feeling it.
I know. I was so surprised the way
You
these
saw it. You
firemen
saw it, didn't you?
responded to this book. It was just like, wow, they're really getting it. And then I really looked into it a little more and said, oh.
It's a real
Okay.
it's a warm feeling. They're going back home to special times in their life. It's not, they're not recreating something that didn't happen or it was a negative time in their life. They felt warm and cozy, and that's why they bring everyone in to the celebration.
But what got you into this? So you were like a regular mother, you had kids they were growing up, but what got you into this type of way of being with your family?
Well, I was raised in an Italian family, and we always had our Sunday night dinners, and I always shared that. And then when my family and friends always came over, they always wanted to know how I planned the meal or what my recipes were. And then I always cooked for my children, the football teams. I used to cook huge luncheons.
But when did you become conscious of this feeling connection? When was that revelation?
When I would just see people smiling and having such a wonderful time and coming up to me and saying, thank you for giving us your time, your energy, and the food.
Was there one smile that you remember that sort of like, there was? Yeah, tell us that.
When my sons played football for high school, and I used to cook the high school luncheons, and used to make 60 pounds of tri-tip, and both my sons would walk up and look at me and go, Mom, we love you. Thank you for being here for us today. It warmed my heart, yeah.
And then, nice.
Yeah.
And then other people would acknowledge that too. So this is your way of giving back.
I want to give back.
Do you see this, like, what's your work beyond tailgating? How do you see yourself as a healer? I mean, where do you go from here?
Well, my vision actually is with the profits of my book, I want to give to the homeless people in the shelters. I want to definitely feed our country and go elsewhere afterwards, but that's my goal.
And the planet.
Yeah, that's my goal. I want to make everyone feel good.
It feels that way. It feels like it's very selfless. You know, you really just want to give, and there's actually not that much you want back for yourself. You just want that feeling, oh, it felt good.
That's why I go around and I give the book to different places, on the airplanes, and I go meet the fire department, doctors, wherever I am, kids. I want them to pass it on and feel good, and they have like a book that becomes a journal because their friends are in there. They have their own menu inspirations. It becomes their book.
So we could live in a celebration like what
Yes.
you're saying here.
Life is a celebration. It's completely.
Life is a tailgate party,
And
too.
you're smiling, see? And we're not even eating yet.
We're not, and I bet you're a great cook.
Yes, I am.
You
It's a try
are?
my cooking.
Yeah, what is one of your favorite?
Well, tri-tip is everyone's.
Tri-tip, what is a tri-tip?
Tri-tip is a big piece of steak, and it's fabulous to kids. Everyone loves it.
What do you do to it?
I marinate it in Suzy Wow dressing, or I'll just put a little soy sauce and brown sugar and a little olive oil and seasoning, and I just marinate for about 3 hours, and then I barbecue it. It's a great piece of meat. It's great. It's like
I guess
all you
for those
steak eaters,
those vegetarians out there might not appreciate it.
Well,
but
we can
it's
do grilled zucchini for them on the barbecue, and roasted peppers.
So you're cooking, right? And then how does what makes it different than, I guess it's your good feeling. It makes it different than other people just, here's your hamburger or something like that.
Well, it's my flavors I combined.
But it's also something that the energy that you're giving in the sort of nurturing feeling, would you say?
Everything is done with love. If I serve you a lunch, it's all done with love. Everything I do and I give. And that's what this book, it entitles you to, you don't have to think, everything's created for you. You just follow the menus and it's right there.
So how do you get back? What nurtures you?
The smile on your face.
Really?
To know that you're happy and you're content.
That
and
nurtures you.
Yes, it just warms my heart just to know that you've enjoyed your meal. My book is very visual. You can look at the pictures, you get ideas, it stimulates your desire, interest in you, of what you can give to other people through my book.
Do you have another book planned?
I have quite a few.
Tell us, where are you going from here?
Where am I going from here? Well, I actually would like to do one more addition to this. I travel around to other restaurants and meet with other people and travel around the country and interview them with their favorite menus and recipes, and like another book like that. And then another one would be going to Costa Rica and photographing it.
And photographing it and feeding the homeless.
I want to feed the homeless. I want to photograph it. I want to take it all in with my journey and share it with everyone. It's really important to share.
It is. It is. I mean, it'd be great if everyone felt the same way you felt. You know, that would really transform the planet. Don't you see that?
Oh, yes.
And why do you think that's not happening? What is
People
in the
are
way?
too into their own places. They're stuck.
But why?
Society.
What are they getting out of being stuck, you feel?
I don't think they're getting much out of it when they just go to work every day.
But they must be getting something in order to do that, right?
I don't know. I think society, sometimes you get stuck on that treadmill and you forget to take time for yourself, to just stop and say, look at what we have here and how can I share with someone else for today? Just even a moment.
Because people are so enslaved and so much into survival consciousness that they're afraid to just stop.
We all need to stop and just smile, open the door for someone, just do something genuine, at least one good deed a day. I mean, just helping someone across the street, stepping out of the way and let someone else go by. People forget. It's too fast.
Especially in New York.
We walk down by the beach and you walk so fast and you don't see the ocean. You
Smell
don't
the roses,
You don't
as
smell the
they say.
roses. You don't.
So you're bringing people back in touch with that, and you're awakening on your spiritual journey.
Yes.
What do you think of the next awakening for you? Where do you want to go as a spiritual being?
Well, I guess I could look at it as being an ambassador of going to the needy, people who need time, someone's time and love and care. A lot of people who don't have it. So,
and how are your kids? Have they taken up this kind of same journey, or are they just into living the normal life? Are they aware of what's happening for you in your awakening?
They are. They always say, "Mom, you're always giving so much," and they give a lot to people that I see. They're always helpful to others. They're very respectful, to their friends and their family.
But do they have awareness of a spiritual essence, or are they more like still mainstream religious?
No, actually, my children, my grown children, know that when they manifest in their minds that they want something, they'll get it, and they have certain energies, and when they direct it and focus, they can
Tell us
obtain.
about that, because tell us about the secrets of manifestation for you, how it works.
Well, when I really truly want to do something and complete a project such as my book, I really manifest it and I see it. I had a vision and
You hold the vision of it in your mind?
also physical in my hand.
What do you mean?
I can feel it.
Oh, you
It's
actually
physical.
You feel.
I feel what that book is to feel like, the texture and the pages and the pictures. I feel it and I envision every page, every point of that book was in my mind. And now it's physical form because I truly grasp it.
You brought it into manifestation by you feeling essence. So that, lots of people say that is the secret to manifestation is feeling as if it already exists.
It has to exist not only in your mind, it has to be in your hands.
Oh, that's a good point.
You gotta feel it.
So you feel the manifestation, even though it's not physically there, and you feel it, and somehow the universe must bring that into form because it already exists somewhere
Out there.
in your mind.
Yes.
So it manifests as if it's kind of being pieced together from the universe itself.
And it's not when. It just is how. It's you cannot put a time on it. All you know is you can focus on your manifesting, your dream, your passion, and as long as you stay focused, it will be there. But it's at the right time.
You can't force
You
it.
cannot force it.
So it might not be the time you think it could happen.
It's
but
not, yes, you're manifesting. There is no time.
There's no time in manifesting. But you would like it to manifest sooner than later, right?
But if you look at it that way, it doesn't happen as quickly.
Ah.
You have to let it manifest on its own because the universe works in its own way. And you have to put yourself out there and say, okay, I'm here. This is my dream, my book is my passion, and I'm manifesting it. So I focused 12 hours a day until it was done.
You focused on having this happen.
Yes, 12 hours a day, and I only talked to my 3 children in those 12 hours a day for 2 months. Because I worked on the book for 5 years, but I mainstreamed it because I knew it was time.
Right.
But I didn't know when or how. I just did it. I just did it. Does that make sense?
How did you discover the laws of manifestation?
I started looking into my intuition, and every time I would start thinking about what I truly desired, what I wanted, and then I would concentrate on it, and then I would manifest it and say, okay, this is what I truly want, and here, suddenly it was here. But I was very open to everything.
And you didn't take any classes in that, or you just...
I never even read a book on it. I just looked into myself. And I'm very intuitive. I've trusted myself and God, and the universe. I mean, I'm just, yes.
So you just knew through your intuition, if you stayed focused, because this really helps me. It really, really does. Thank you so much. Because that little piece, I don't know if I'll ever tailgate, but maybe, hey. But the keys to manifestation, I think, is something that I could use, and I'm happy you're able to manifest your dreams out of this book with Julia
Chacho.
Julia Chacho. One of her manifestations, The
Yes.
Ultimate Guide to Tailgating and Celebration. And how can people order this book or find it, or give you a website?
Well, you can go on my website. It's ultimateguidetotailgating.com. There it is. And you can also Google me, Julia Chacho, and you can order on eBay. Go on to purchasing books on my website.
Thank you, Julia.
Thank you for
Any
having
closing
me.
words?
Oh, thank you very much. I just hope everyone enjoys the book. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, this is Alan Steinfeld from New Realities. Thank you for watching. And any questions, email me, newrealities@earthlink.net. Thanks. See you next time. Was it?